JBNN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, construction worker shot dead in St. Mary. A 41-year-old construction worker was fatally shot in Rockabessa, St. Mary on Wednesday. He has been identified as Miguel Nash of Boscobel Heights. Nash was shot outside a nightclub in Boscobel about 11:40 p.m. It's reported that a man walked up and shot him several times. Nash was pronounced dead at hospital. The St. Mary police say was on their radar for alleged involvement in criminal activities. This is the fifth murder in the parish since the start of the year. Spanish Town police search for a murder suspect. The Spanish Town police are searching for a man who is wanted in connection with Wednesday's murder of another man in Roadside District, Yoaton, St. Catherine. The wanted man has been identified as Conron Johnson, otherwise called Con or Chromo, who the police have described as armed and dangerous. They say Johnson is wanted in connection with the murder of 28-year-old Clayton Turner, who was killed around 4:30 a.m. According to reports, Turner was shot dead in his yard after he prevented his mother from being shot allegedly by his stepfather, who has been identified as Johnson. Anyone knowing Johnson's whereabouts is being asked to call the Spanish Town Police at 876-984-2305, Crime Stopper 311, Police 109 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Hanover Police hunt man alleged to have killed uncle. The Hanover Police have launched a manhunt for a suspect who reportedly shot his uncle to death with an illegal gun in a land dispute at their home in Forest District earlier last week. The deceased has been identified as 51-year-old Dwight Levy, otherwise called Briggy, a mason. Reports by the Ramble Police are that Levy was alleged to have been killed by his nephew last Wednesday afternoon after ordering him to remove a cow off his property. Family members said that shortly after 4 p.m., Levy went to remove his cows off the property when he was attacked and allegedly shot to death by the suspect. Levy's common-law widow, Gloria Watt, was still in denial that her spouse had been killed. She said Levy was a peacemaker who never got himself mixed up in wrongdoing. "Oh God, him didn't trouble people. Him go work and him come back. Him is a hard-working young man and I miss him a lot. So I don't think I'm going to find anybody else who will treat me like him," Watt said. The grieving widow said that on the day of the incident, she had just left the company of Levy to see about his dinner when she received a call from a community member that he had been gunned down by his nephew. "Him there work, and when him come in, we go round there, and him tell me that he was going to move the cow from him time because him not time at a good place," Watt stated. And I said to him, "Come on, nobody go round there." But him said, "No, him have to go look for the cow, and we must go cook meanwhile." The distraught woman related that Levy and two nephews have been involved in a conflict over ownership of the family land for some time now. She said that the couple was forced to make a report at the Ramble police station late last year after the accused allegedly threatened them. The Hanover police said that the nephew has been on their radar ever since he returned from prison, where he served time on a gun-related conviction. He managed to elude the police on Tuesday during an operation carried out in the community to apprehend him, a senior officer who requested anonymity said. Levy is the first person to be killed in Hanover since the start of the year. Hanover recorded 44 murders in 2022. Oilemouth shot and killed in Portmore. A St. Catherine man was shot and killed in his community of Portmore Lane on Monday night. The deceased has been identified as 59-year-old Clive Givons, otherwise called Oilemouth. Reports from the Portmore police are that about 7:15 p.m., Givons was walking along the roadway when he was pounced upon by unknown assailants who opened fire, hitting him multiple times in his upper body. Givons was transported to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Russian charge in quadruple fatal Palisadoes crash gets bail extension. A Russian charge in last month's death of 4 people in a motor vehicle collision on the Palisadoes main road had his bail extended in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Wednesday. Alexis Zestov, who was making his first appearance, is to return to court on March 7, 2023, when the case is to be heard. Zestov is being represented by attorneys Peter Champagne Casey and Saeed Bernard. It was revealed that the case file concerning the matter had not been completed. Zestov, who is charged with 4 counts of motor vehicle manslaughter, got a bail extension after Champagne indicated that from the outset, Escant had given full cooperation in the investigation of the matter. Champagne also told the court that the accused had voluntarily surrendered his travel documents to the police. Those killed in the incident were Rosemary Roberts Banton, 57, and her son, Zachary Eslop, 18. taxi operator Delroy Grant, 53, and his wife, Camille Stevenson Grant. Reports were that about 5:45 a.m. on December 11, 2022, Grant was driving his Toyota Succeed motor car along the roadway when upon reaching the vicinity of the roundabout, it collided with a Toyota Prado Land Cruiser. The police and the fire department were alerted, and 6 injured people were transported to hospital. Roberts Banton, Eslop, Grant, and Stevenson Grant were pronounced dead, while the 2 occupants of the Land Cruiser were treated and released. 60-year-old man charged for Salt Pond Road murder. The police have charged a man in relation to the discovery of a body along Salt Pond Road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Tuesday. Charged with murder 6-year-old Alexander Page, it is reported that about 7 a.m., residents stumbled upon the body of professional beggar Isaiah Atkinson, which had stab-wounds. The police were called to the scene. While the matter was being investigated, upset residents who accused Page of being involved in the incident set his premises on fire. He was taken into custody by the police and was later charged that same day. Page is booked to appear before the St. Catherine Parish Court on January 24. PM appeals to motorists to slow down while at wake for mother and son. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is again appealing for motorists to take greater care on the nation's roads to preserve lives. He made the call while at wake for Tamika Peart and her son Jelani Wright on Olympic Way in his St. Andrew West Central constituency on Wednesday night. Peart, 40, and Wright, 17, died from injuries sustained after the vehicle they were traveling in crashed and overturned along Mandela Highway last week. Peart's 12-year-old son, Caron J. Sutherland, is the lone survivor of the crash, which occurred as the family traveled from Olympic Gardens to their Cedar Grove, St. Catherine home.
Last year, we had over 400 deaths by traffic accident. We as a people have to be far more careful on how we use our roads. We have lost Tamika and her 17-year-old son, and we are now joined by her 12-year-old son, the only survivor of the accident. And I can imagine how difficult it must be for him to make sense of what has happened. So I'm asking all of you, my constituents, you are my family, my extended family. And I'm using this platform to appeal to all Jamaicans, right? All Jamaicans who are road users, who are drivers, pillions, passengers. Please use our roads carefully. It will save your life.
A record 488 people were killed in traffic crashes in Jamaica in 2022, according to the Ministry of Transport Road Safety Unit, RSU. The 488 people killed in 2022 came in one more than the previous record of 487, which perished in motor vehicle collisions in 2021. Falsification of checks at Knox Community College leads to multi-million-dollar fraud. Sources close to Knox Community College say they're upset and disgraced over an alleged fraud scheme that has swindled the Spalding-based institution out of tens of millions of dollars. A multi-pronged investigation has been launched into the matter. The community college, in a statement issued Wednesday, said that irregularities involving the falsification of a number of checks issued by the college were recently discovered. The discovery was prompted by a recent call from our bankers seeking to verify 3 checks presented to them on the day, 3 checks with numbers coinciding with ones issued by the college but apparently altered to reflect greater amounts, said the statement dated January 17, 2023, bearing the name of the school's principal, Dr. Davia Ramjeet. When contacted on Wednesday, Ramjeet said she had no further comment. The release continued, stating that following subsequent internal assessments, it was revealed that other checks had been paid previously. The college said the matter has been reported to the relevant agencies, including the Ministry of Education and Youth and the National Commercial Bank Fraud Prevention Unit. The matter is now in full investigation by the relevant authorities, and in the meantime, several staff of the accounts department have been placed on administrative leave. Contingency measures have been put in place to ensure business continuity, the institution statement concluded. While the statement did not give details on the sums reportedly defrauded, another well-placed source said that up to last Friday, some $60 million and counting remained unaccounted for. Attorney Maurice McCurdy's bail extended. St. James-based attorney Maurice McCurdy's bail was extended when he appeared before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court Thursday morning to answer to fraud charges. McCurdy was also ordered to surrender his travel documents. He was charged on November 14, 2022 with fraudulent conversion by detectives assigned to the fraud squad following investigations that he defrauded one of his clients of millions of dollars in a real estate deal. The attorney handed a property sale for one of his clients for more than $5 million. It's alleged that he failed to hand over $800,000 or 123 million Jamaican dollars to the client following the sale. A police report was filed, and following an investigation, McCurdy was arrested and charged. He is to return to court on March 20, 2023. Tighter scrutiny coming for CPFSA. Minister of Education and Youth Favour Williams is moving to ensure that there is more supervision of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, following the recent damning report released by the Office of the Children's Advocate, OCA. In its report, the OCA made it clear that its investigators were greeted with silence, subterfuge, and possible lies as they probed the relationship between the CPFSA and disgraced United States-based educator Carl Rubensky. According to the OCA, the leadership and management of the CPFSA have demonstrated that they either do not have the capacity or the will to effectively manage sensitive matters, in spite of the high level of responsibility that has been entrusted to it in relation to some of Jamaica's most vulnerable citizens. Against that background, Williams, who had previously called on the head of the CPFSA, Rosalie Gage, to step aside while a full investigation is conducted on Wednesday, said that the entity is to face increased oversight. A cabinet submission has been prepared to seek approval to amend the laws to transition the CPFSA from being an executive agency guided by an advisory board that can only provide non-binding advice to the management of the CPFSA to an entity with a board of directors that can provide stronger governance, Williams said in a media release. The minister also announced that a staff audit will be undertaken to build the skills of social workers and others in the child protection sector. Qualification requirements will be adjusted for new entrants into the sector in accordance with the higher standards and duty of care needed in the sector. The Ministry of Education and Youth will work with international partner UNICEF that recently completed an evaluation of Jamaica's child protection system. Chief among UNICEF's findings is the need for a stronger monitoring of the operations of the child protection system, increased accountability of key stakeholders, and improved enforcement capacity. As such, UNICEF's calls for an independent accountability and oversight mechanism for the operations of the child protection system aligns with the intent of the government, said Williams, who also announced that she has given further directives for there to be full separation of the CPFSA from Jamaica Relief Ministries, JRM. Williams noted that in the report on its investigation, the OCA confirmed that JRM is an entity that is closely associated with the Rubensky-led Embracing Orphans and that the principals know each other and that they have traditionally partnered with each other on projects which target children in Jamaica. Williams had instructed the CPFSA to break all ties with Embracing Orphans after Nationwide News Network first reported that Rubensky had his teaching certificate suspended in the U.S. in 2018 after he admitted to initiating inappropriate contact with a minor. While the CPFSA claimed that it had ended its contact with Embracing Orphans, it entered in a new relationship with JRM without making this public. JUTC ice fleet relief as bus woes grind on. A grave bus shortage hobbling the state-owned Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, could be eased by March. The bus company transports almost 350,000 passengers weekly, but its operations have been impacted by the non-delivery of 50 new units. The government had signed in May 2022 a $6.4 million contract to boost its fleet. According to the contract inked with J.R. Wellington Import and Export Limited, the new vehicles are expected to be delivered within 6 to 9 months, starting in the final quarter of 2022, disclosing that the company has not had any injection of new buses over the last 5 years. JUTC Corporate Communications Manager Cecil Toms said the vehicle deficit affects its entire network. We don't just have a bus shortage in one, we have a bus shortage in all of our locations, Toms said in an interview on Wednesday. Toms said he was not advised as to the specific source of the delay in the delivery of buses, but cited ongoing shipping challenges as a cause for concern. Throughout the period of COVID, and even up until now, there have been serious logistic concerns, delaying the shipping of parts especially, the communications manager said. We are hoping that we'll be able to cauterize any kind of challenges. Not saying that it is a cure-all, but it will definitely help in alleviating the delays, for example, that people have been experiencing, and in some instances, the lack of units. According to Tom's, just over 200, or approximately half, of the 419 buses that make up its fleet are operational. The transport company requires at least 500 functional buses to operate at optimal capacity. The age of our fleet is an average of about 12 to 15 years, and in addition to that, we have not had an injection of any brand new buses in more than 5 years, so we clearly understand the complaints by customers, he said. Some of them would have been done because of not having the kinds of parts available and the result of accidents that would have taken place over time. In the meantime, Tom's is pleading for patience on the commuting public. The people have been bearing with us, and we are appealing to them to just continue to support us as we work through this particular issue right now, he said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.